Hey guys, welcome back to a quick video here, another book overview covering Game Boy World 1989 XL Edition. This is a book by Jeremy Parish that came out 2 years ago in 2016. Surprisingly, this book is already out of print and going for a pretty high value on Amazon. And this is basically the first volume covering all the Game Boy releases in the year of 1989, and then there's a volume 2 that covers 1990. Unfortunately, I do not have that. I do not have that book, but let's take a quick look at the 1989 edition. It's a pretty thin book. Again, it covers every single release, both in the North American and Japanese market for the Game Boy Color. So for those of you that are fans of the original Game Boy, or the Game Boy in general, this is a very nice book. Unfortunately, again, it's on the flimsy side, if you will. Not a whole lot of pages. I kind of wish the both 89 and 1990 were lumped together as far as the the content. But nevertheless, it's surprising how much this book is going for. It's out of print already, and it's going for a pretty penny on Amazon. And the guy and the author of this book, Jeremy Parish, he has a YouTube channel in which you can, I guess, find a digital version of his book, in the sense that he is doing a fantastic job of documenting all the Game Boy, NES, and Super Nintendo releases, and doing like mini retrospectives for each game released on each system. So I'm gonna link his channel on the comments below. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of him, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have not heard about him, because I'm surprised. I think as of the time of this video, he only has like 20,000 subscribers, and I'm saying only 20,000 because the quality of his content and what he's doing to preserve these games is a fantastic job. So I really wish or I'm surprised he doesn't have way more subscribers than that. But at any rate, here we're looking. These are chronologically placed here in the book, going from April of 1989 all the way to December. And as you can see, some of the features here are the cover. Here we have the Japanese cover for baseball, and we have a pretty extensive narrative of each game, and most importantly, pretty big screenshots. Sometimes these video game books have tiny screenshots, but here we have a perennial game, Super Mario Land. It was a launch title, I believe, and we have a picture of the box with the cartridge, the manual, and of course we have also the Japanese cover there, and some screenshots. This is one of those classic Game Boy games, and very short game, but nevertheless it's another classic Mario game. And this one of course has more coverage to it, being a Mario game, obviously first party title. And then we move forward to Final Fantasy titles here, just covering the packaging in the US versus Japan. Yakuman. So a lot of information regarding all of the releases. We have Tennis, another Nintendo game. Of course, Tetris, which was a pack-in title, I believe, with a lot of the original Game Boys. I personally never owned the original Game Boy. My first Game Boy was the Game Boy Color, so that was my first handheld console ever. But I do recall friends having the brick, the original Game Boy. And of course, here we have some of the early titles. Boxel. Here we have what I'm assuming is the Japanese cover. Bugs Bunny, Mickey Mouse. Again, a very nice detail, very very large pictures in which you can see the level of detail of the artwork on the cover, and again, pretty large screenshots as well, so you have an idea of what the game is about, and then a pretty extensive narrative on each game. But as I was mentioned, the author of this book, I believe he is part of the Retronauts podcast or whatever as well, and he's doing a fantastic job in covering again Game Boy, NES, and Super NES games in his channel, doing a retrospective, and it's a process that it's been taking him. I mean, his objective is to cover every single game, do a retrospective on every single game released on the Game Boy, Super Nintendo, and the NES. Obviously he's not done. He posts videos regularly, but if you guys are interested, definitely check out his channel because he has very high quality content covering these early games. Of course, these are Nintendo-based videos that he has, covering the Game Boy, Super Nintendo, and NES. But if you guys, enjoy the retro games and specifically in those consoles, definitely go and check him out. But that's about it. It's not a very big book. In fact, when I did my pickups video like 2 years ago showing this book, I was a little bit disappointed in the content. Like, I thought for what I paid I was gonna get a little bit more, but it's understandable considering it's only the first year of the Game Boy. However, that's what I was mentioning. It would have been nice if he compiled 89 and 1990, maybe 2 years in one book. And surprisingly, I don't know what's the status of the other volumes. As of now, 1989 and 1990 are out. Or actually they're out of print already, so I'm not really sure if 91, 92 and all the other years will be released. I'll probably look into that, but in any case, he has a YouTube channel in which he's basically doing a digital version of this book, going over all the games. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later.